even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. And we are going to announce that there is nowhere that tax will be collected. To give out our money to go and bribe a Senate.
Thank you. We can pause there. I think for the sake of Honorable Kajwang, that is now clear. Mr. Witness,
Is it now clear, Senator, for Homabay? You got it clearly?
In the first instance, the translator used the word to corrupt the Senate. In the second instance, he's used the word to bribe the Senate. Perhaps I leave it to the senators to confirm whether those are synonyms.
You know, English and Meru sometimes can vary drastically.
Indeed, I can confirm that, my lord.
Proceed.
So, the gentleman is talking about selling some metals as scrap. What metals is he referring to?
It is the cess stand, which is used to collect revenue for the Meru County government.
So he's inciting members of the public, number one, not to pay revenue, and number two, to even destroy public property.
That is true.
That's true. And why is he telling them to do that?
He is alluding to the fact that the revenue collected by the county government of Meru is used to bribe the Senate during impeachment processes.
Thank you. Can we now watch VKM 18? From the beginning.
Tutatembea na hii familia kwa vyovyote vile Mungu akitujalia.
The body of sniper is over there.
Viongozi tukishikana na hawa hakuna kitu tutashindwa, tutasaidia hii familia. So familia sniper, personally mimi mwenyewe nitafanya maneno mimi mwenyewe, na pia wabunge tutasaidiana tuone hii familia imekaa vizuri.
Na inaonekana mauaji yalifanyika na gavana wa Meru. Tunaomba gavana wa Meru leo na bwana wake wakamata leo. Mnakubaliana na mimi? Wasipomkamata leo, sisi wa Meru tutawasha moto Meru.
Si basi tutoe sandaka tuweke hapo kwa sniper. 247 then account number 07 ndero akiro ina cash
for the one who has cash.
Na cash ya
those who got that cash should bring here
Bishop Rungama
to the bishop here. Bishop, can you stand?
Vote of thanks.
Get a place you can receive that cash. We go dropping that cash over there.
We can stop there for now. Mr. Witness, where was this event and who are the people that we have just watched in that video so far?
That was also another requiem held at Kinoru Stadium, requiem for the late sniper. And the speakers who have already been shown in that clip, we have Honorable Rendekiri, member of Parliament for Bori. We have also seen another public member from Egembe. We have also seen the Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru.
What role was the Speaker playing in this event?
He is passing the mic to Wana Alhaji Omonde Muguna. Therefore, I deem he was the MC of that event.
We have seen about Sadaka for a pay bill and some other forms. Kindly explain what you were able to understand.
It was money being raised for the late sniper's family, and the speaker is stating that money can be raised to the pin bill number provided, and he also states that whoever asks cash can hand it over to the bishop for the same purpose.
Was cash raised during the event, to the best of your understanding, not through the pay bill? Was cash raised? Because we see him giving a bishop that task of collecting cash. Was there any cash?
Of course, because it was in a public meeting, there ought to have been cash that was raised in that meeting.
Thank you. We have also had utterances by one person directed to the governor. Who is that individual?
I didn't capture that.
There is an individual talking about the murder of Sniper and saying that they are going to lit fire within Meru.
Oh yes, he's a political activist in Meru County.
Thank you. Let us proceed and watch the remaining part of the video.
Nderwa kiroi na cash na chwaga antoa kuyukia cash iwa roaji pa banks tute tugeka la cash iwa.
The house of shame, that house of greed called the Senate, a house of shame, a house of greed, aingeturudishia ugonjwa huu Meru, atungekuwa hapa. Therefore, I am sounding people like Kimbone Garware na wale wengine, tumbo zenu zikaongoza nyinyi mpaka ugonjwa ulio Meru, mukafanya ugonjwa huo ukakita. Shame on you, house of shame. Shame on you, house of greed. And we are ashamed that institution in Kenya, which is supposed to safeguard the interests of the people of Kenya, succumbed to a few coins, a few cents. Shetani ashindwe. Hii ugonjwa atunge kuwa nao wakati huu. Kumbukeni, Mbone Arware, I want to remind you, ulisimama mbunge la Senate, ukaita watu wa Meru wenda wazimu. Siku ya leo nataka kutadharisha, wa Meru wamekuonyesha, sio wa Meru wenda wazimu ni nyinyi. Njumba la haibu, njumba la kulimia tumba zao, ni nyinyi wenda wazimu, sio sisi. Na ine.
Thank you. I do not know whether you want to make any comments in respect to that video, but I felt that it is self-explanatory.
I do not wish to comment because it is regrettable and the ones are self-explanatory.
Now, Mr. Mawira, kindly, in very few minutes, talk about the governor's efforts. Thank you for the indication of time. Tell us any efforts that you are aware of that the governor of Meru made to reconcile with leaders, if any, and what role you played. Because the assumption has been that the governor is a lone ranger who does not work with any member of the county assembly and other political leaders within Meru.
In fact, immediately after the second impeachment failed in the Senate, the governor of Meru went back to Meru and made a clarion call that let all leaders come together and unite. She made a call for reconciliation and also asked for forgiveness if she had wronged any leader in Meru. And thereafter, the governor of Meru went ahead and stopped Okolea programs which had aggrieved members of the county assembly. Thereafter, the governor trying to reach out to me, myself as the leader of the majority party at that time, and I hid to the call where I went and listened to her carefully And she told me the plans that she had, that she was inviting all the members of the county assembly to come and work together with her. And at that moment, I asked her to give me time as the leader of the majority party to go and try reach out to other members so that maybe she can organize a meeting with them and try to forge or try to bring reconciliation. After I left, I went and reached out to the members of the county assembly, and they all declined, especially the leadership of the county assembly, declined to attend a meeting with the governor. And once I communicated that message back to the governor, she asked me if she can make our efforts about reaching out public and state that we had met, and I agreed because I was convinced about her genuineness that time. And she went ahead and made that remark that the majority leader of the government of the county assembly of Meru, and agreed to reconcile and work with her. Immediately thereafter, a meeting was convened by the majority whip of the county assembly of Meru together with the speaker for the 59 members who were in support of the impeachment process, where during that meeting myself, I was tasked to explain if I was still for the cause of removing the governor from office because of the statement that the governor had made. And if so, I should apologize to the members because I intended to maybe bring disunity or disarray their cause. At that point, myself, I stood up and told them that it was the time, a time had come that every member of the county assembly should be given freedom to exercise their democratic right of either to support Governor Kawira Mwangaza or to oppose her. What followed immediately, I walked out of that meeting because I declined to apologize or tell them if I was for that cause. Immediately after that, a press conference was issued, led by the majority whip, where they declared because of some they have to do some alignments in the leadership positions of the assembly, so that the business of the assembly cannot be disrupted by maybe leaders who abandoned that cause. At that point, Honorable Speaker, because that was a press conference that was covered nationally, the then Secretary General of the UDA party nationally, one Honorable Cleophas Malala, wrote a letter to myself and to the whip indicating that there should be no leadership changes in the positions of the majority party, and invited us for a meeting that we attended in Nairobi. And during that meeting, the majority of members saying that the problem of Meru County was the majority leader, and it is at that point that I was removed as the majority leader of the majority party in the assembly. And also other changes were made where the deputy majority whip was also removed because we were all in support of the governor of Meru County.
Thank you. Have you adduced any evidence to support that you involved your party leadership at the national level and that they gave a clear directions which were ignored?
Yes, I have adduced the evidence.
Honorable Senators, I want to refer you to pages 470 of volume that is 1B of the governor's case, all the way to page 473. Indeed, they run all the way to page 490. Page 470 to page 491. In fact, we can go all the way to page 500, indicating the complaints by the members of county assembly who are in support of the governor and who are being victimized for their move. For the sake of time, I would just leave the senators to refer to those documents. Mr. Mawira, what transpired after your removal from the county assembly? Who took over your position?
My position was taken by the member who was formerly my deputy, and that of the deputy was taken by the mover of the current motion, Honorable Zipora. And immediately after the changes were made and communicated in the assembly, the leadership of the county assembly of Meru went further ahead, and removed all the 13 members who were in support of the governor then. You remember during the second impeachment motion, the governor had only 10 members. And when I was tasked to state if I was still for the cause and I walked out, other 2 members followed me, so we became 13. The 13 of us were de-whipped from 3 key select committees. That is the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, County Assembly Committee on Public Accounts, and Committee on Implementation. And thereafter, every person of the 13 who held a leadership position in any of committees of the assembly were removed from those positions through a vote of no confidence. Therefore, members lost chairmanship of committees, they lost vice chairmanship of committees, and also those who served in the speaker's panel initially were also removed, and the speaker's panel was expanded to 18 members, 8 members, so that it can incorporate the members who, out of the 56, who are not earning any responsibility allowance in that assembly.
I want you to clarify on that issue of expanding the speaker's panel. What was the initial number of members of the speaker's panel?
The initial number that the assembly had approved was 11 members. But in our standing orders, the members of the speaker's panel should be 5, that is the speaker, the deputy speaker, and 3 other members. But it was still expanded to 18 members so that it can take care of members who are not earning any responsibility allowance and they were in opposition to the governor.
And when you talk about speaker's panel, what kind of allowances, if any, do they draw?
Of course, when you serve in the speaker's panel, you draw some responsibility allowance, and also you benefit from trainings, capacity building, skills improvement, and what have you.
And you said the maximum number of members allowed as per the standing orders are 4?
Yes.
How much money are we losing as taxpayers for the expanded speaker's panel, in your estimation?
In my estimation, every member who serves in the speaker's panel draws around 26 or 27,000 every month as responsibility allowance. They also have special meetings that they draw allowances. And also, of course, they do benefit from DSAs and per diems when they attend trainings and capacity building workshops.
Andy, let us look at page 262, volume 1B. There lies the report of the Auditor General confirming indeed that 18 members of the County Assembly of Meru have been included in the speaker's panel for the purposes of drawing allowances. Are you able to see that?
The one on that page was before the expansion of the committee, the one that was composed of 11 members.
Yes, proceed.
But later it was expanded to 18 members.
To 18
and
members.
It is indeed true that they draw benefits from taxpayers' money.
Thank you. In your assessment, what does that communicate about the County Assembly of Meru?
It clearly shows that the County Assembly, especially the leadership, was going to any length to make sure that no single MCA will decide to either support the governor because of the victimization and intimidation that has been happening, and of course the financial losses that any member who decided to support the governor was undergoing.
Thank you. For the sake of time, I want to conclude. You have alleged that you were not able to exercise your oversight role at the County Assembly during the impeachment process. Is that the case? And how many other members of the County Assembly were not allowed to exercise their mandate?
That is true, because in the first instance, We were denied entrance into the chambers by strangers. Later, the sergeant at arms. Also,
can we watch VKM20? Video VKM20. There. Thank you. So, would you explain to us what is happening and which day was that?
That was the day when the impeachment motion was being prosecuted, and when the first impeachment, the third impeachment motion was introduced in the assembly, 10 members out of the 56 who were left opposing the governor felt that it was not right for us to continue fighting the infights between the assembly and the executive, and 10 of the members joined the 13 of us who were in support of the governor. But later, 3 members were intimidated and left the cause, so we were left with a number of 20 members. So during that day, when the impeachment motion was being prosecuted in the assembly, we came in as a team, and there was an attempt to deny us entry to the chambers so that we cannot prosecute that motion. And also during the process was rushed, and most of us who are in support of the governor, especially me, was denied a chance to contribute to that motion.
Thank you. Previously, you had, through your video VKM10, we may not have time to play it, you had alleged that you were also excluded from crucial meetings of the county where MCA are taken for retreats and other meetings, and you're not involved.
It's true, and I wish maybe that clip can be played.
VKM10, kindly.
I request.
Nonto barabangi baratere Mombasa for 15 days na batu bararegere tuitano augabe tize training lakini na tukarigara training irikube tize Mombasa for 15 days na bangi Tanzania 10 days na batu supporta dirikari ya Meru totia
we can have the translation quickly. Kindly can we go bit by bit kindly so that we can you understand.
Right.
Okay. Kindly play.
Kindly, can we play now?
Batu temania toe MCAs ba Meru.
Maybe we could start from the start, kindly.
Batu temania toe MCAs ba Meru bara ba supporta governor ni.
Let's meet here as Meru MCAs who support the governor.
Mama, nonto barabangi baratere Mombasa for 15 days.
Because others went to Mombasa for 15 days.
Na batu bararegere tuitano.
And we were denying to go with them.
Augabe tize training lakini na
they said they were going for a training.
Parigara training irikube tize Mombasa for 15 days na.
But we are having questions. Which kind of training are they going?
Thank you. We can proceed to where the current witness is speaking. For the sake of time.
Na tumenya maendeleo jaraja kuja mashinani.
Toteko manyorera abanga bangi nonto watu gitrain MCAs bonde.
We don't know how it was planned, because if it was about all MCAs,
gote MCA makwiny.
There are no MCAs who are two signs.
MCA ore ingeri kura no round nominated.
There is no difference between MCA who was elected and the one who was nominated.
Ni MCA wa mbunge ya Meru.
They are all Meru MCAs.
Lakini natukoria clerk.
But when we trying to ask the county clerk,
wa mbunge na tuirere patwe where instructions.
He's saying that he was given instructions.
After kamukonji kako didwa.
After a kind of a discussion was done.
erwani majority leader, minority leader.
He was advised.
You can stop there. So, Mr. Witness, what had happened during this event?
What had happened, members of the county assembly, the 56 at that time, who were in support or in opposition to the governor, had been facilitated for 15 days training in Mombasa, where they are going to be taken through the budget making process, and the 13 of us were left out without no single explanation, simply because you are supporting the governor of Meru.
So, is it your evidence that you have been punished and targeted for supporting the governor?
We have been punished, we have been ridiculed, we have been intimidated, we have been threatened just because we decided to support the governor of Meru. That is true.
Does the governor have any working relationship with other groups within the county?
Of course, it's true she has a working relationship with other groups, maybe religious leaders, women groups, faction of Jurin Cheke, so many other groups.
Let us watch briefly VKM14.
Council, if I may interrupt you, you have less than 15 minutes. And I see on the list that you still needed to call 3 other witnesses, one including the governor. So will you be able to manage that within the 15 minutes?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a very crucial witness for us. I will only take the next 3 minutes with him. Then we reserve the remaining minute for one more witness, who is the governor.
Very well.
We will drop the others. Thank you. Mr. Mawira, can we watch VKM14?
Tuombe yule mama Meru. Yule mama ameumia. Mimi hata mimi nilikuwa napinga mama. Lakini siku ile tulikaa vile aliambiwa na rais aende akae chini na kila kiongozi, si kama walemavu pale, tulikaa na yeye chini na tulizaelewa mama. Na mama akakubali kufanya kazi na walemavu. Kwa hivyo nataka kuomba walemavu wote Kenya na wale viongozi tuko nao hapa, hata hao wa Nairobi, mjaribu kutuombea Meru. Watu wote waheshimu sheria na waheshimu katiba. Wajua hata kama kuna kimila Meru, kuna naye sheria ilipitizwa 2010 ya kusema mama uwe mwanaume uwe nani, sisi zote ni equal. Hakuna mchichana, hakuna kijana, hakuna mama, hakuna mwanaume. Lakini kwetu Meru ile kimila tu inaendelea pale. Wale viongozi wote Kawira alianguza wakati wa kuomba kura 2022. Hata mimi nikiwa mmoja wao. Hatusikiangi vizuri kama tunaongozwa na mama. Lakini mimi nimetii. Nimejua mama ndio kiongozi wa pale Meru na alichaguliwa na watu na alichaguliwa na independent. Kwa hivyo nataka kumuomba rais. Nataka kumuomba Raila. Nataka kumuomba Musalia. Nataka kuomba Gachagua. Mjue msiposikilia akina mama. Aswa Meru, msiposikilia huyo mama ataanguzwa. Watu wengi wanasema county to dissolve county. Utadissolve county aje na mama alichaguliwa na watu. Huyu mama alichaguliwa na independence. Ana chake, ana mtu wake. Wala matajiri akina Kiraito, akina Metheka Letore, akina Munya, akina MP wote wanaume wanasikia ni aibu sana kuinamia mama. Lakini wacha niwape example. Mimi ni mlemavu. Mimi ndio nilikuwa mtu wa kwanza kupigana na mama juu ya kimila. Lakini njuzi tulienda kotini, tulisomewa sheria. Kwa sababu naamini sheria na naheshimu katiba ya Kenya. Mimi nakuinamia mama Kawira Mwangaza. Nimesurrender.
Thank you.
Nataka kuomba
we can proceed just for a few more minutes.
Viongozi. Wajua kwa nini nacheka wa Kenya? Wa Meru viongozi wetu hawajaamini kuita Kawira Mwangaza kama ni kazi rahisi, wanaona ni kazi ngumu. Wanafikiria wakimpiga through bunge. Kwa sababu MCA wetu wanachangiwa, hata mimi nilikuwa nachanga. Na niko na evidence. Tunawachangia MCA, wao wanapewa pesa mpaka tutoe mama. Hatuwezi ongozwa na mama, ndivyo wanasema. Kwa hivyo nataka kuomba wa Kenya hivi na viongozi wetu, wacha tuheshimu huyu mama ndio alichaguliwa. Nyinyi mko na chama. Tuko na chama PNU imesimamiwa na Munya. Tuko na chama PNO inasimamiwa na Mporo wa Bori. Tuko na chama Mbasi inasimamiwa na Kiraito Moronge. Tuko na UDA inasimamiwa na Rigathi, inasimamiwa na Ruto, inasimamiwa na Kadhuri Moronge, inasimamiwa na Metheka Lentori. Tuko na chama inaitwa Azimio yenye iko na Jubilee, inasimamiwa na Jeremia Keoni. Mimi ile kitu naomba kwa hizi chama zote, muite watoto wenu wale mulipeleka mbunge ya Meru yenye haina mlemavu, muwaite muwaambie gavana ni mama. Kwa sababu tusiposema hivyo, Meru hata mkindisolve saa hii, mseme tumendissolve county ya Meru, vita itaisha. Kwa sababu wa Meru, yule Mmeru kamili, hata saa hii Mungu anajua, hata Kiraito anajua, Metheka anajua, Munya anajua, hata tukirundi kwa ndebe saa hii, Kawira atapigwa 400,000 na Mmeru yule wa kawaida. Kwa sababu watu wanaona kazi ya huyu mama, wanaona mama hana vita na mtu yoyote, lakini mara
we can stop there now. We will play it shortly, but Mr. Witness, tell us your summary of the charges that are before the Senate. You have a time to go through the motion of impeachment now and back then in 2023 rather. What are the basis of these charges?
Because I've been present in that assembly since the first impeachment process, what I would like to tell this Honorable Senate, Honorable Speaker, is that the impeachment process has been abused in Meru County Assembly, and it has been weaponized to fight political fights, whereas we know that impeachment should be used sparingly. It should be a measure of the last resort whenever that there are violations of the Constitution and other laws. And therefore, it's my humble submission that the Senate vindicates the governor of Meru from objectivity of the charges that are there, because according to me, the charges are malicious and they are also frivolous in nature.
Do we have specific charges? One of the charges is employing a bloated workforce.
Yes.
Was that a charge that you brought before this Senate last impeachment?
It was.
You have a charge that accuses the governor of dismissing certain employees of boards, one of them being Mr. Mwaki. Is that a charge that you brought and prosecuted before this Senate during the last motion?
It was. It was part of the motion.
There is a specific charge where the governor is accused of misconduct by stating that 86 million shillings was raised in support of the burial of the blogger, Mr. Sniper. What would you say about that specific charge?
Because I was privy to the happenings behind the whatever was happening during the demise of one blogger, Mudiani, I think the governor didn't allude to a specific collection of money because there were several fundraisers that were held in support of that family.
Are you aware of any other forms of fundraising that were done? Did you participate in any yourself?
Yes, personally I participated in the one that was conducted by members of the county assembly, where initially we contributed 1,000 each member, the 59 members who were then opposing the governor, and later we contributed 10,000 each for the same. And so, also other political leaders contributed to that cause.
By political leaders, who are you referring to? And in your estimation, how much money was raised? And I'm also sorry to ask this, what is the status of that kitty, if you are aware of, and how was it utilized?
The one for the assembly was utilized in conducting the road shows across crisscross in Meru, and other monies were used to hold prayers in various stadiums, as we have seen, Kenoru, Maua, and others. And by the time I left that group where the fundraising was being held, we had not been accounted for the remainder of the money.
So, when the governor states that to the tune of 86 million might have been raised. Is it anywhere near the truth in your estimation, having participated in the fundraisings in various modes?
It will be the truth.
Thank you. I think I will rest this witness and hand him over to cross-examination. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we'll be very brief with this witness. Mr. Witness, confirm that you moved the motion for impeachment last time, yes?
Yes, I confirm.
And that you live by the statements that you have indicated in your affidavit that you have testified to, yes?
Sorry?
And that you confirm and want to rely on the affidavit that you have filed.
Yes, I confirm.
And that you remember on the 7th of November 2023, you took the same stand and testified before this assembly as a mover, correct?
Yes, I confirm.
And you remember a question was put to you whether or not the impeachment then was politically instigated, correct?
Yes.
Do you recall your answers?
I may not recall the exact answer.
I'll give you the answer. Honorable Speaker, I'm referring to the answers of this House at page 53, dated 7th of November. Mr. Mutembei Thonkulu was the lead counsel then, correct?
Yes.
And you remember him putting this question to you, and you answered in negative, that it was not politically instigated. You remember? You recall or you do not recall, Mr. Witness?
I don't recall. Read for me the answer, maybe.
You remember Mr. Mutembei asking you whether it is true from the governor's allegations that the impeachment was politically instigated, and your answer was Evans, Mawira,
Kawira.
You said it was not true. Have I now refreshed your memories?
From the records, yes.
Do you still want to hold that preposition?
Of course, everything that was in that motion was not substantiated.
Excuse me, Mr. Witness, I want a yes or a no answer. Do you still want to hold that preposition, or you want to run away from it?
As of then, I hold that position.
You hold that position?
Yes.
What has now changed?
So many things.
The one, that you are no longer the leader of the majority in the assembly.
No.
Yes. Number two?
The governor reached out and called for reconciliation. I did a lot of soul searching.
Thank you.
I consulted widely.
It's okay. Don't answer questions that I have not put to you. You have testified at length how people were induced to bring that particular motion, correct?
Yes, and I've stated the facts.
That is a motion that you brought on the 7th of November, correct?
Yes.
So you brought motion out of ulterior motives of being induced as at then, correct?
According to the circumstances then.
You allowed yourself to be induced, yes?
As per the circumstances then.
So on that day when you took the stand on the 7th of November 2023, you did not speak the truth to this at Senate, but you spoke out of inducement, correct?
I'm saying
correct or not correct? I want an answer, not a vague answer. Correct or not correct?
Not correct.
So then, were you induced that particular time from your evidence?
I've narrated all the events that led to
one of the events, Mr. Witness, was that you are induced, correct? One of the events is that you are induced.
I didn't say you are induced. I said you are mobilized according to party lines.
How were you mobilized?
Of course, I stated that you met as the leadership of
for financial gains, correct? Including 20,000 shillings that you were given, correct?
That was later, after the second
Christmas gift, correct?
After the second impeachment had failed in the Senate.
You remember the Christmas gift, yes?
I'm saying later, after the second impeachment had failed in the Senate.
You received a gift?
Yes.
For the work well done, correct?
A Christmas gift for a work well done. Christmas was not even, Christmas was oncoming.
So, Mr. Witness, if you allowed yourself to be induced that particular time to bring that particular impeachment motion, how truthful is your statement today?
I was not induced. I said you are mobilized on party lines.
On party lines?
Yes.
So which party do you belong to?
UDA.
UDA?
Yes.
So UDA mobilized its MCAs to bring the motion?
UDA at the county level, Meru county level, mobilized the MCAs to introduce an impeachment motion.
Does that mean that the UDA party is against the governor or was against the governor?
I stated in my statement.
Does that mean at that particular time the UDA party was against the governor?
At the county level, yes. Nationally, the Secretary General had stated that that was not the party position.
Which other party was against the governor as at then?
The parties that were mobilized, we have BAS party, we have PNU, we have Jubilee, and other assembly parties.
You spoke about receiving 80,000 shillings. You correct? You remember?
Facilitation to be in the Senate.
Who gave these 80,000 shillings?
It was paid from the assembly.
It was paid from the assembly. Did you receive or did you partake of it?
Yes, I received.
And it was a motivation for you to appear, correct?
It was facilitation to be in the Senate for the 5 days that we were here.
A facilitation.
Yes.
Today, have you been facilitated?
I've seen that we have received a message.
Today, have you been facilitated?
Facilitation, yes, we have been facilitated, but it has not already been paid. But it will be paid because we have received a message from the clerk saying that members will be facilitated for 5 days to be in the Senate.
Notwithstanding whether or not you appear for Governor Kawira as a witness or of the witness for the Senate, for the Assembly.
Witness for the governor.
The County Assembly has equally facilitated you, correct?
I have received that message.
That you'll receive your per diems for participating?
Yes, yes.
So it was usual for the County Assembly to facilitate its members?
For the previous one, only 59 members were facilitated.
It is usual for the County Assembly to facilitate its members, correct? Because today you have received a message that you receive facilitation, correct?
Yes, we have received the message.
And therefore the County Assembly considers its members as equal, correct?
No, no, no.
Mr. Witness, I want to refer you to your affidavit. But before I refer you to this affidavit, have you critically read the motion before this assembly for the impeachment of the governor?
I've gone through the motion.
Have you answered those allegations in your affidavit? And if yes, kindly point to us the particular paragraph that answers to the allegations.
The particular allegations?
Excuse me, just take your affidavit, take it.
Yeah,
and lead the Senate to the particular paragraph that has responded to issue number 1. Issue number 1, where have you responded?
Just a minute. I've responded to the issue of money that was raised for the...
Not the money that was raised, the issue of illegal revocation. Where have you responded to it in your affidavit?
I've not responded to it in that affidavit.
You have not responded to it. Issue number 2, where have you responded to it?
I've stated...
Do you know what issue number 2 is all about?
Yes, yes.
Show us the particular paragraph that responds to those allegations.
Number 23.
Paragraph 23.
Yes, paragraph 23.
Read it out.
That the clerk of the assembly, under the instructions of the speaker, has been writing several letters to frustrate the approval of the governor's nominees for the bonds of various semi-autonomous government agencies. The clerk has no role.
Do you have evidence in that respect?
It is in the governor's badul.
Were you aware of this frustration by the clerk before you came to this assembly?
Yes, I was aware because when those...
You were aware, thank you.
Yes.
Did you take any actions to curtail these frustrations?
Yes, I did.
What did you do?
When these letters came...
Where is the evidence in your affidavit?
It is not in the affidavit, but personally I gave my opinion in a meeting that was discussing these nominees.
Mr. Witness, please listen.
Yes,
I'm not asking you to give us your opinion. You have given so many of them. So we do not want to entertain any further opinion.
Okay.
We want to go to the facts.
Okay.
Where have you pleaded in your affidavit that you took actions against the clerk for frustrating the works of the governor?
I didn't take any action against the clerk, but I have responded to that count number 2.
Yes?
I didn't take any action, but in my affidavit I have responded to that.
Show us in your affidavit where you have responded to issue number 3.
And I have the affidavit.
And I put it to you that issue number 3, now 23, does not respond to the allegations contained in the notice of motion, issue number 2.
Sorry?
I put it to you that paragraph 23 of your affidavit is not a response and is not evidence that relates to the allegations of failing to appoint chairpersons.
I don't agree to that.
Let us go to issue number 3 and point us in your affidavit where you have responded to it.
I have not responded to issue number 3.
Thank you. Let us go to paragraph to issue number 4. Point us in our affidavit, in your affidavit where you have responded to it.
I've responded to it where I stated that I'm aware that count was initially in the previous impeachment motions.
Where in your paragraph? And is the issue in illegal dismissing about the issue of dismissing or the issue of the expenditure of county money? The governor dismissing individuals and making the county accrue unnecessary resources paid to the litigants. Did you understand?
If I can read the crowd, it's illegally dismissing in bold.
Yes.
In bold.
And
illegally dismissing.
Yes.
And then narration continues.
As a consequence of?
Illegally dismissing.
And as a consequence thereof, what happened?
A loss.
A loss of how much?
4 million.
Where is that in your affidavit?
I've said I responded. It's not in my affidavit.
It's not in your affidavit.
Yes.
Let us go to issue number, count number 2, gross misconduct. Yes? Deliberately misleading the county, the members of the public. Yes? That's in the barrio of Sniper, 86 million was raised, correct?
Yes.
You are aware of those utterances, correct?
Yes, I'm aware.
That the same were done by the governor, yes?
Yes, I'm aware.
And that it was done in public, correct?
Yes.
And that there was a pay bill that was generated for that purposes, yes?
Yes.
And that in the said pay bill, it's only 516,000 that was donated, correct?
According to the Assembly's evidence.
According to the Assembly's evidence.
Yes.
Do you have any contra evidence to that averment?
Yes, in my statement I've stated.
Please lead us to that paragraph. Lead us to that particular paragraph.
Just a minute.
You're also aware that the governor made averments and allegations that the window to the sniper has moved on with another MCA, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware. Kindly, let's play video 1A and 1B in our videos. You yourself, did you changa to that particular pay bill?
Yes, no, not to the pay bill.
How did you changa?
Through the WhatsApp group created for the assembly members.
How was the money collected?
It was collected through a member of the assembly.
Through a member of the assembly?
Yes.
Through who? Which member?
Member of a county assembly known as Sarah Gaki, Honorable Sarah Gaki.
Is it true that the wife of the deceased sniper moved on with an MCA?
I'm not aware.
Did you see her testifying yesterday?
I didn't watch the...
Are you aware that she was a witness?
Sorry?
Are you aware that she was a witness?
Yes, I'm aware she was a witness.
Did you follow through her evidence?
I didn't follow.
All right. As we wait for the playing of those videos, you have indicated before this assembly that one of the frustration that you colluded to undertake was to make sure that the governor was frustrated in the feeding program, correct?
Yes.
And that frustration was actualized according to your evidence, correct?
Yes.
How was it actualized?
Through a motion in the assembly, a report of a committee.
Through a motion, correct?
Yes.
So it is in your evidence that that program is no longer running, correct?
It was stopped.
It was stopped. Mr. Witness, I refer you and I refer the senators to our further bundle of volume 6 at page 83. At page 83.
Yes.
Kindly look at the entry where we have the votes, correct? Can you see them?
Yes, I can see the votes.
Vote 22-11-015. Can you see it?
Yes.
Confirm that this is a Meru County budget estimate for the year ended, for the year 2024-2025.
It is.
Confirm that you participated in this process, correct?
I did participate.
And that you are aware of the allocations and apportionments, correct?
I'm aware.
And therefore you want to read with us about that particular vote, yes?
Yes.
What does it provide?
Food and rations feeding program.
How much has been allocated?
54 million.
54 million, yes?
Yes.
For which financial year?
2023, 2024.
What was the purpose of the allocation?
The feeding program.
Thank you. Was it approved?
It was approved by the assembly.
Has this year budget also been approved?
This year's budget has been approved.
Thank you. Let's go to the next one about the cows. It is your evidence that the county assembly has colluded to frustrate the governor's programs, correct?
Yes, please.
Let us look at page 78, 79 of the same bundle. Honorable Senators, we look at the vote end written 31-11-302-00001. Can you see it?
Sorry, come again.
Can you see that vote end? The vote end?
Yes, yes.
Can you see it?
Yes, I
Again,
can see.
confirm that these are the financial year 2024-2025.
Sorry?
Confirm that these are budget for 2024-2025 approved.
Yes.
And that the county assembly has approved that budget, correct?
Yes, it has been approved.
And that even 2024, 2023, 2024, the same was approved, correct?
But you said it's the budget for the 2024-2025, and there's nothing that has been approved for that vote.
Yes. What was the reason for failure to approve?
Because the assembly halted the program.
On the failure to have policies, correct?
Yes.
Is there a policy that exists in that respect?
It was introduced in the assembly, and the assembly
Is there a
declined to
policy
approve.
that exists in that respect?
I'm saying the policy was introduced in the assembly by the CC Agriculture, and the assembly failed to approve that policy.
Is it mandatory for the assembly to approve anything or everything?
That was the requirement that they had, the recommendation in the report.
Are you aware that that policy was rejected through the public participation?
No, it was not subjected to public participation.
So the county assembly must at always time act according to the demands as they come, according to your evidence, correct?
Sorry?
The county assembly must always pass anything without scrutiny, correct? Even without looking at the viability of the project, correct?
It has to look at the viability and...
Thank you. Confirm to us that you have responded to the issue count number 3 on abuse of office. Have you? And if yes, point us to that evidence.
I've, under abuse of office, I've responded to count number, paragraph 10.
Yes, paragraph 10.
Employing a bloated workforce of at least 111 personal staff.
Yes.
And I indicated in my affidavit that it was...
Paragraph 10.
Yes, I indicated in my affidavit that it was...
Paragraph 10. Can you read out paragraph 10?
Employing a bloated workforce of at least...
Paragraph 10 of your affidavit.
I didn't say paragraph 10 of my affidavit, but let me see.
I've asked you whether you've responded to paragraph
Yes, I've responded to... I'm saying, Council, I've responded to count number 3
Yes.
in paragraph 10, employment of a bloated workforce.
Where is that in your affidavit?
Just a minute.
That's what I want you to show us.
Paragraph 22 of my affidavit.
Read it out.
That I'm also aware that the current impeachment motion features some issues which were also in the previous motions in the Senate, and the Senate finding the allegations unsubstantiated and not meeting a threshold of impeaching a governor. The issue of bloated workforce and alleged illegal dismissal of Dr. Ntwiti and 3 others was in the failed motion.
Do you work in the county executive?
No.
How did you conclude on the question of the bloated workforce?
We brought it here and it was not substantiated. We couldn't prove it.
Did you call out for any statement from the responsible organ of the county government?
My work ended when I brought it to the Senate and it was not substantiated.
Did you not? Did you call for any oversight over that issue when you went back to the county assembly?
I didn't.
You didn't. You have alleged that individuals were called somewhere in Mombasa. Were you in attendance?
I've alluded to 2 meetings in Mombasa. One I was in attendance, the other one I was not.
Which one were you in attendance?
Immediately after the second impeachment.
Immediately after the second impeachment?
Yes.
Who was paying for your allowances?
County Assembly of Meru.
Is it unusual or usual for the county assembly to do that?
It is not unusual.
Thank you. Finally, Mr.
What was
Witness,
unusual was the activities.
I am satisfied with your answer. Mr. Witness, confirm that county government must spend money in accordance to
the budgetary allocations
and prudence, correct?
Yes.
Have you looked at paragraph, at issue number 11 in our motion? And to that effect, do you want Kiambi Christus Manyara?
I'm there.
You know Kiambi Christus Manyara?
He is not personally known to me.
He's not personally known to you. Have you ever heard of him?
I think I have the name being mentioned during the case for hearing case for one.
In what circumstances was the name being mentioned?
That he was an accused person.
He was an accused person. In which matter?
Involved in that matter.
In that matter. Do you know of somebody called Supu?
Yes, Supu is well known to me.
How do you know him?
He's a personal friend.
Do you know where?
And we come from the same locality.
Do you know where he was working or where he works?
According to my knowledge, I'm not aware of where he works because he has always told me that he's not employed.
You are aware that he works in the office of the governor, yes?
I'm not aware.
I therefore put it to you that he does work in the office of the governor.
I can't accept that one.
Equally, have you seen that from that allegation that this one Crispus Kiambi Manyara,
sorry,
while he was in custody, he was being paid his full salary?
I'm not aware if he's in custody.
Read the allegations. Read them out.
Paying Kiambi Crispus Manyara, a public communication officer in the office of the governor, his full salary and benefits while in remand and despite being accused of murder, contrary to section 4.2 of the Public Service Commission Discipline Manual for the Public Service.
You are aware that he was arrested pursuant to that murder, correct?
Yes.
And that he was remanded, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
I therefore put it to you that he was remanded, and that while in remand, he was accruing all his full salary.
That is your evidence, counsel.
That's our evidence. Have you controverted it in your affidavit?
I have not controverted it.
You have not controverted it?
Yes.
You therefore cannot doubt what I am telling you this afternoon, correct?
I can doubt because there's no...
You cannot doubt what I am telling you unless you have a contra evidence.
Is your word against mine, counsel?
Where is your word?
It's not in the affidavit, but I'm stating it now.
It's nowhere in your affidavit.
Yes.
I told you, or I put to you, or I asked you whether you know one Supu.
Yes, I said I know one Supu.
Have a look at this document, Honorable Senators. We are looking at volume 2 of our evidence. Page 443 of our volume 2. 43. And we can be playing the video. You can be ready to play the video. And can you see serial number 1?
Serial number 1, yes.
Do you know, can you read out that name?
Vincent Mureithi.
Vincent Mureithi?
Yes.
First of all, who is the originator of that document?
The acting secretary, Meru County Public Service Board.
Sorry?
The acting secretary, Meru County Public Service Board, 1 Virginia Kawira.
And it's an internal memo, correct?
Yes.
And the internal memo speaks to the appointments of contractual employees in the office of the governor, correct?
They do.
And therefore, whatever appears therein is a list of those individuals who works there in the office, correct?
That is true.
And that Vincent Mureithi of ID number that works as an assistant director in that office, correct?
That is true, according to the memo.
That is Vincent Mureithi alias Supu, correct?
Yes.
Let us play that video. And you know, as we await, that the said Supu and Manyara at page 428 of our bundle, volume 2, sorry, 429, I beg your pardon, of volume 2 contains the information of the individuals who are charged with the murder of one sniper, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you can see accused number 1 is Vincent Mureithi Karemi, alias Supu, correct?
True.
Number 2 is who?
Murangeri Kenneth Gwantai alias Tali.
Do you know him?
Personally, no.
Do you know that that is the governor's brother?
According to you.
Let us look at number 3.
Boniface Kileji alias DJ Kaboom.
Number 4.
Christus Manyara alias Chris.
Christus Manyara alias?
Chris.
And that is the Christus Manyara who works in the office of the governor, correct?
The one that we have seen is working in the office of the governor is Vincent Mureithi Karemi.
Let's look at that as we play the video.
Wale ambao wanazunguka na mwili wakisema haki ipatikane, si haki ipatikane, wako katika siasa na biashara. Ile ni biashara yao.
Do you know whom she was referring to as those people wanazunguka na mwili ya sniper?
In this video?
Yes.
I'm not aware of the specific people because it was a group of people.
Would it have been the mover of the motion?
Maybe yes, because members of the county assembly were there.
Could it have been you?
Personally, I was not there.
Okay. Let's proceed.
Wameweka pay bill, wanachukua pesa, wanajaza mafuta kwa MCA, zingine wanakula. Huyo mama ambaye anachangiwa pesa wakisema ni haki kwa sniper. Kitu ya kwanza tunataka ajengewe nyumba ya ghorofa. Number 2 anunuliwe Prado. Number 3 afunguliwe trust fund ya education ya watoto wake. Kama wajafanya hiyo, hawa ni wakora na wezi wameibia huyo mama kupitia hiyo familia. Makatero na ni biashara na
okay, proceed.
Siasa ya bure na matapeli. Hiyo wamefungua kama biashara, wanakuja kusanya pesa, wamechukua huyo mama, wamemficha kwa MCA fulani anakaa hapo, wanasunguka na mwili. Ingelikuwa ni mmoja wao wangefanya namna hiyo. Ingelikuwa ni mtoto wao wangemzungusha mwezi mzima. Lakini kwa sababu wanataka pahali watajijenga kisiasa, wanataka pahali watakulia maana wamesota. Nilisikia wakisema ya kwamba hawana pesa kwa mifuko, wanatembea na OB. Sasa wamepata njia ya kutembea na pesa kwa mfuko kupitia maiti. Hiyo ya kutembea na mwili wa sniper ni mambo mawili peke yake, biashara na siasa. Hakuna justice wanatafuta. Wangelikuwa wanatafuta justice, watoto wangapi wamekufa Meru? Watoto wangapi wamepotea Meru? Huko Ndumo Oruna, huko upande wa Tigania, wangapi wanakufa? Mbona hatujaona hao viongozi wakitembea wakisema ya kwamba tunahitaji haki ya vijana wetu ambao wanakufia? Why this one? Why huyu peke yake? Kuna MC ambaye aliuawa na ikasemekana sijui nani amemuua. Mbona tukiona? Hii ni siasa na biashara. Na wamelaaniwa wanaozunguka na huo mwili. Wamelaaniwa. Mtu ambaye ni mshtakiwa the key suspect mkuu ambaye ni Supu.
Pause. Have you heard what the governor has said?
Yes.
What has she said?
Supu. She mentioned Supu.
Mshtakiwa, mstuhumiwa,
anayedaiwa.
Play it again.
Mtu ambaye ni mshtakiwa the key suspect mkuu.
The chief
suspect.
Who is the chief suspect?
Supu.
Has that Supu been charged before the court of law?
Yes.
Proceed.
Paya ni Supu. Mnahitaji kuangalia mtu mmoja tu wa governor mwenye alipigia simu ama wengine wengi ambaye pia aliwapigia.
Have you heard her owning up that mnafaa mtafute mtu mmoja wa governor? Have you heard that statement? Listen carefully.
Play it again.
Just play it again for him and please listen carefully.
The key suspect mkuu ambaye ni Supu. Mnahitaji kuangalia mtu mmoja.
Just what's the time?
No, one moment. Senator Omtata, what is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, my point of order is that this matter is live before a court of law under criminal proceedings, and I think we should exercise a lot of precaution and deference to the court process, because I think that we are beginning to tread into the area of testing the evidence and the witnesses in that matter, which is not before this court, and that is, I think, sub judice for the rule of law.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we can then abandon it and go to the next clip, 214. The same clip at 214, minute 214. The same clip, minute 214.
Simu, hakuna mtu mwingine alipigia simu siku hiyo. Ndio mbebe kijana ati mseme ati kwa sababu sivyo alimpigia simu, you want to charge him. Wale ambao wamewasukuma kisiasa kwa sababu mnasema ya kwamba mmepewa pressure, political pressure. Wenye wamepatia nyinyi political pressure, wapatie nyinyi ushahidi. Sure. Maana tutahitaji haki kwa kijana wetu, ninahitaji haki kama familia yangu. Ningependa kusema
You've heard the governor stating wanataka haki kama familia.
Yes.
I have put to you that his brother has been charged in his proceedings.
Well and good.
Thank you. No further questions in that respect. I want to invite my learned friend, Mr. Muriuki, to proceed from there, but kindly confirm that you have no evidence that controverts all the averments contained in the motion, and that you have not tabled it before this assembly.
It is in my affidavit, and there are supporting documents in the governor's.
That the account that you have given is just your frustrations and your bitterness for having been removed as a leader of majority.
That is not true, Council.
You have seen the last video that was played, and there was an issue of gender card being played. Yes?
Which video?
You have seen the governor played the last video where there was one person seated.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen it.
And started saying that this is all about women leadership and the people of Meru must accept it, correct?
Yes, that is his opinion.
Is there contention that she's the governor?
None.
Yes?
None whatsoever, but he is facing an impeachment motion.
Are you a man who is supporting the governor?
I'm supporting the governor.
Are you a Marian?
Yes, I am.
Supporting a governor, correct?
Yes.
And therefore there is no question, when it comes to questions of accountability, there is no defense of being a gender person, correct?
That depends.
There is no defense. Gender is not a defense.
Of course it is not a defense.
Finally, when she was asked the last time, she said it wasn't me. Today, you have played clips blaming the senators. Do you associate yourself with the statements that were made by Al-Haji?
I don't associate myself with those senators.
Do you have confidence with this Senate that they can dispense with substantive justice?
A lot of confidence.
And that is why we are here, correct?
True.
Do you attribute that statement to any member of the assembly?
It was used to reduce members of the assembly.
No, associated with any member of the assembly?
Yes, because they were there nodding and applauding when Alhaji was speaking those words.
Let me ask you, is it wrong for somebody to hold an opinion?
It's not wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Muriuki. But before I go to Mr. Muriuki, you remember he claimed to be Secretary General of the Bas Party.
Alhaji, yes, he claimed.
And he said he's a Secretary General, and he never defined where he's a Secretary General. He gave a statement that I am the Secretary General.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Mawira.
Yes, Council.
Today you have taken an oath when you stood here.
True.
Just like you did the last time you were here on 7th of November.
True.
And in that oath, you said that you're going to tell this house the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
True.
Now, you have come here today saying that last time your impeachment motion was politically instigated.
Yes.
Did you tell the Senate that last time when you were here?
At that
Did
point,
you make any such statement last time when you were here, yes or no?
I didn't make such a statement last time.
You did not tell the whole truth to the Senate.
I told the truth.
You did not tell the whole truth.
I told the truth.
Mr. Mawira, you have said,
to me.
I don't have time, so please don't argue with me, just answer yes or no. You have said that party formations were used to whip you into moving an impeachment motion.
That is true.
Have you adduced any document to that effect?
None.
Have you adduced any letter telling you to move the impeachment motion?
None.
Mr. Mawira, I put it to you that you do not have a mind of your own, that you are a gun for hire.
That is our opinion, Council.
Mr. Mawira, you stated that you are giving evidence on behalf of other people who are not here.
That is true.
Are you aware that there is no such thing as giving evidence on behalf of other witnesses? You can only give evidence on behalf of a party.
They have given me the authority to plead on their behalf.
Mr. Mawira, you have claimed that there were meetings organized that you took part to sabotage the executive.
Yes, there are.
Have you brought the minutes for those meetings?
No minutes. But
Mr. Mawira, you have stated in your affidavit that the people who are supporting the governor, the MCAs who are supporting the governor, that is page 13, paragraph 13 of your affidavit.
Council, your time is up. I will allow you to just ask that last question and conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have stated that on paragraph 13 of your affidavit, are you there?
Supply me the affidavit kindly.
Paragraph 13 of your affidavit.
Yes.
You have stated that the MCAs who support the governor were removed from committees, including the budget committee, the public accounts, and the committee on implementation.
That is true.
Who is the chair of the budget committee?
Honorable Mwirigi from Kibirichi Ward.
Is he a witness for the governor in this case?
Yes.
Who is the chair of the gender committee?
Honorable Murogocho.
Did she support this impeachment motion?
Not.
Who is the chair of the transport committee?
Honorable Kidenji.
Did he support this impeachment motion?
No.
Who is the chair of the finance committee?
Honorable Caleb.
Did he support this impeachment motion?
No.
Who is the chair of the committee on delegated legislation?
Honorable Saragaki.
Did she support this impeachment motion?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
But in that paragraph, it is clearly stated that in
Speaker,
MCAs.
I have done with my questions to the witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, witness. Honorable Senators, we will now give you an opportunity to ask questions.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have just 1 minute of re-exam, just one.
You have, okay, Council, you have 4 minutes remaining. So
I will utilize one.
Okay.
Mr. Witness,
Yes, please.
I will just need you to confirm the names that have just been read to you now. Are they members of that committee? Were they still members then, or what transpired?
Which committee?
There are names that Council has just read to you, confirming that they are still holding their positions in the committees, yet they did not support them.
These are members who have
in 1 minute, kindly.
They are members who have joined in support of the governor just the other day when the impeachment motion was introduced. But when we were whipped, we were 13 when we were whipped from committees, and that is what I've alluded to in that affidavit.
Thank you very much.
Legal counsel for the governor, have you concluded your questioning?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I am done with the witness.
And your time of 3 minutes?
I have the governor as the last witness, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So are you calling the governor?
Yes, I am, but with your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would be seeking your indulgence to engage the governor in under 20 minutes, with your kind permission.
Council, what we'll do is we'll first take questions or clarifications from the senators, and then we will. I don't know if we're going to give you more time, but we'll get back to that issue once we finish with the senators.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable senators, we will now be taking your questions, and we would like to keep it within 30 minutes. So we'll be giving each senator 1 minute to ask a question, because there are several requests, and we need to get to as many people as possible. So one question, 1 minute, and be very brief. Senator Murangu James Kamau.
Asante sana mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, mnamo tarehe 16 mwezi wa Oktoba mwaka 2023, wakati tulikuwa tukiangalia pia mswada uliokuwa umeletwa hapa kuhusu kung'atuliwa kwa gavana Kawira, Mheshimiwa Mawira ambaye ako mbele yetu pia alikuja na akaapa, na pia alikuwa ameweka hati ya kiapo ambayo alikuwa amechukua kusema ya kwamba yeye ako na kichwa kizuri, ako na uwezo wa kuaminika, wakati na akatia kindole ile hati ya kiapo ambayo alileta katika Senate hii. Leo chini ya kiapo ameleta pia hati ya kiapo ingine ambayo amebadilisha mawazo na kusema kwamba hii Senate ilikaa chini kuangalia nakala na makaratasi, tukapoteza pesa ya umma, na wakati kufuatilia stakabadhi ambazo zilikuwa hazina maana kwa sababu
Senator, ulikuwa uulize swali yako katika dakika moja. Wewe umeanza hadithi mingi. Sawa, uliza swali.
Sasa nauliza, Mheshimiwa Mawira, uliokokea kanisa gani kwamba tukuamini leo na ulitundanganya wakati tulikuwa tunaangalia maneno wakati huo mwingine? Asante Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wambua, alafu utajibu hiyo swali mbili.
It's not possible. So, Mr. Witness, is it your evidence on record and under oath that last year you moved a motion for the impeachment of the governor of Meru under duress, and that what you said, the grounds that you adduced, you don't believe in those grounds? If that be the case, why should we believe that you have faith in what you're telling us today?
You see, Wambua, you managed it within 1 minute. Witness, go ahead and answer those two questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It's true, I moved the previous impeachment motion. And whatever I stated then under the circumstances and the facts availed to me, I believe to be the truth at that point. But later, looking at the sequence of events that led to that impeachment motion, I felt that we were misused at that point and lied to. And I believe also that would answer to the question by Honorable Senator Wambua. If I believed in the grounds then, yes, I didn't believe in them. I believe in what I've seen right now, what I've stated. Yes, I believe in it.
Next questions by Senator Karen Nyamu and Senator Muma, in that order.
Mr. Witness, you said that you were part of a scheme to impeach Mama, politically instigated, the governor, politically instigated, and you even were part of the team that went to Mombasa for a retreat. What changed your mind? What was the exodus moment that now you are supporting Mama? Governor, Mama Governor Kawira. The other question.
Senator, just one question, please. Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the witness, is the governor is widely accused of not being a people person who brings people together. What efforts have been made to bring the governor and the county assembly to work together for the benefit of the people of Kenya, of Meru, I mean?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senator. To answer to the first question, what changed my mind? Immediately after the second impeachment motion failed in the Senate, Honorable Speaker, and immediately we left Mombasa and also the Nanyuki meeting. Personally, I suffered because I fell ill. I was admitted in Karen Hospital here. My blood pressure levels had gone up, and that is a fact that I disclosed to the Speaker of the County Assembly who came visiting me. And thereafter, I felt that I need to take some time to chart a way forward on what was happening in Meru. So I did a lot of soul searching. I consulted my wife and family. I consulted my close confidants and electorates. Even my electorates and started saying that they didn't send me to fight the governor. And it is at that point now when the governor reached out herself to me, I felt that now I need to listen to her and see if she is genuine. And I could see her genuineness then. And that is the point when I decided to support the governor. About the governor not bringing the people together, I stated that immediately the governor left the Senate last impeachment motion, she went around the county making a call for peace and reconciliation amongst all leaders. And she also asked for forgiveness if at all she had wronged any leader in Meru. But on the side, and she went further even to reach out to me. And I know she has also tried to reach out to other leaders because there were reconciliation efforts brought by the president and the deputy president, where the governor sat down with all leaders from Meru County, including the deputy governor, which didn't culminate to any peace in that county. But from the side of the assembly, they have been going out, doing all that is possible to frustrate any reconciliation process.
The next questions will be from Senator Samson Cherargei, followed by Senator Beatrice Ogola.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, Mheshimiwa, according to November 7 Senate answered, Dr. Mutomi Tiankulu asked you, since you are the mover of the motion, is this message consistent with the narrative of a peaceful governor who is a victim of some evil scheme to oust her out of office? And Honorable Evans Mawira Kawira, you responded by saying it is inconsistent. Is this still your position or has it changed? And what will make you or make us believe that it might be out of inducement, that is why you are supporting the governor now? Thank you.
The Honorable Witness, a video was shown to you and the Senate on a funeral of one alias sniper, and there was bashing of the Senate and some senators, and then there was a funeral of sniper. So between the two, the death and the loss of sniper and the bashing, which is most important to you and to the people of Meru?
Sorry, come again.
A video was shown to you and to the Senate of a burial of one alias sniper. On that video, there was the bashing of the Senate and some other senators. So between the bashing of the Senate and the loss of sniper,
thank you, Honorable Speaker. The message that we passed during the second impeachment motion, that at that point the governor was not a peace-seeking person was valid at that point, and during, depending on the activities that had happened previously. If it is still valid as at this point, it is invalid because we have seen efforts from the governor herself trying to bring peace and call for reconciliation in the county. And Honorable Speaker, if there is one sign that can tell you the governor is peaceful, I'm the one who was here crucifying the governor. I moved the motion to impeach the governor. And if it went through, the governor could have been sent home packing, condemning her from serving in any public office in this country for the whole of her life. But when she reached out and we sat down and considered all the events and factors surrounding that position at that point, she told me she has no problem at all with me or with any other leader or with any other MCA. And if from that point up to now, we have been working together, I've been supporting her, and we have been trying to bring peace in that county, then I don't believe there will be any other sign to show that the governor has reformed and she is a peaceful person. About any inducement, I'm not aware of any Honorable Speaker, and if I told there is an inducement that would have led me to support the governor, is the service delivery for the people who elected me, that is the people of Mitungu Ward. According to the question number 2, the bashing of the Senate and the senators and loss of sniper, I believe that the Honorable Senator was asking which is a more weighty issue in that matter. And I would say loss of life, unfortunate loss of life, is a more weighty issue than the bashing of the Senate.
Next questions by Senator Hilary Wakili, followed by Senator Jones Mwashushe Mwaruma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Mawira, as a member of a political party, you've told this House that you're a member of UDA. Had you any meeting prior to the alleged meeting that you said you were caucused to bring out an impeachment motion against the governor, which you were a mover? And secondly, you told this House earlier on in that motion that you moved that the governor had gone rogue. At what point did you have your Damascus moment and that the governor could have changed? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Mawira, in your own assessment, if the governor happens to be acquitted, perchance, do you think there is a possibility of the governor working with the assembly? And what needs to be done for that to be achieved? Or do you think the situation is irredeemable? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators. The question by Honorable Senator Sigei. The first one, there was no meeting for the party, but there were informal meetings, commonly known as Kamukunji, in the assembly, where in fact, Honorable Speaker, the leadership of the House and members felt that they needed to punish the 10 members who had not supported the impeachment motion in the assembly. And it was my opinion then in that meeting that there is no need to punish these members because of entirely their political decision or their democratic right of either supporting or not supporting. And furthermore, they had not stopped the assembly from impeaching the governor at that point. Therefore, at that point, I told the informal meeting that I did not see any need for us to punish the 10 members. And I'm made aware that in the last or the previous impeachment motion, I said the governor had gone rogue. And I've said, considering the facts and events that had previously happened, there was some element of truth. And what changed, or when did I change, is when the governor now started preaching reconciliation and peace, and in our own act, even went ahead to stop the Okolea program that most of the MCAs were disgruntled with. Therefore, at that point, I saw that the governor was genuine and had agreed to change. Question number 2, if the governor is acquitted, is she likely to work with other leaders? That is very true, because, Honorable Speaker, if you can follow the sequence of events from the first impeachment motion. During the first impeachment motion, the governor was being supported by only one MCA at that point. During the second impeachment motion, the governor had the support of only 10 members during the second impeachment motion. During this third impeachment motion, the governor has a support of 20 members, and it is only that 3 more were intimidated and coerced that they abandoned the cause of calling for dialogue. We could have been 23 members. Honorable Speaker, if at all the assembly can be set free, the victimization, the intimidation, the threats that have been put upon us, members who are supporting the governor, I want to tell you, if that is done today, you see more than 40 members of the county assembly working with the governor of Meru. We even wrote a letter to this honorable senator, honorable speaker. I don't know if it came out clearly. We wrote a letter, the 13 of us, to the devolution committee of this honorable senate, calling them to come to Meru and at least help us set the assembly free, help us set the MCAs free, because it is out of fear that now when you support the governor, you'll be victimized, you lose your committee positions, you lose your allowances, you lose everything, all privileges, even to a point of being denied an opportunity to contribute in the assembly, even to a point of being thrown out of the assembly because of your contribution. If we address that, the problem of Meru will have come to an end, and I want to promise you that, this Honorable Senate. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, the questions have been very similar. So I hope the next members who want to ask a question will ask different questions going forward. Senator Kisang, followed by Senator Beth Siengo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to put the question to Honorable Mawira, that you've told us that immediately after the failed impeachment of November last year, you went to Mombasa and agreed to plan for another impeachment. So it means basically, it doesn't matter whatever the governor does, the county assembly will still continue to come up with impeachment motions against her.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, the other time during the second impeachment motion, you were on the other side. When you went back, you saw the light. Did you make efforts to reach more? You have talked of 20. Are you willing after this to reach more to see the light? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators. It's true, I stated that this impeachment motion that has been brought to this House started being planned immediately after the second one failed. And I've narrated what has happened, what has transpired previously. And Honorable Speaker, I think you have all seen clips, especially alluding to the mover, indicating that even if the Senate acquits the governor today, they are ready to bring more motions, up to a number of maybe 6 or 7. And it's a character of the Assembly of Meru, especially where I'm saying that MCAs are not being set free to exercise their democratic right. Unless that is reversed, you expect to see more impeachment motions in this Honorable Senate, just in case the governor is acquitted. But if that is addressed, Honorable Speaker, I want to assure you that this will be the last impeachment motion to come to this House, because the governor herself has proved that she is ready to work with other members. About my efforts to reach others, yes, I've severally done so. And when you approach anyone in that county assembly of Meru, and they tell you, we don't have any problem working with the governor. But now, when we come to support the governor, we lose the privileges of the assembly. So that single fact owns many members in abeyance of supporting the governor. And I believe if the governor is acquitted, and this Honorable Senate helps us address these issues in Meru, you see that the governor will be ready and willing to work with each and every member of the county assembly. And nothing proves that more, Honorable Speaker, than the evidence that has been placed before this Senate, that the governor herself and the executive team have agreed to allocate 33 million shillings for each and every ward, which was a bone of contention previously for the allocation of the ward fund. Therefore, I believe if the Senate finds it objective and finds it depending on the facts and evidence that has been placed them, that they acquit the governor, there will be peace in Meru.
Senator Danson Mungatana, followed by Senator Agnes Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A very quick one. A video was played here in the course of your evidence, and in that video, this Senate, Mr. Speaker, was called a house of shame, a house of greed. In fact, it went in Kiswahili and said that we are wenda wazimu in this house. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted the witness to tell me and this house, what was the purpose of that? Was he adducing evidence to annoy us or to abuse us? What was the purpose of that evidence? Because evidence is supposed to build your case. What did it build in terms of the case? And Mr. Speaker, secondly, I wanted to invite the Speaker to make a ruling on whether we can allow any form of evidence to be adduced in. I cannot speak in this house like that. Why should someone who is a...
Thank you. Senator Agnes Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Witness, you've said that you've been whipped on party lines, the previous impeachment motion. Don't anyone have a right to stand with their own understanding? If you knew that the governor was not right or was right, why then did you agree to take over the motion, which actually the lady told us that she's the one who drafted it, but you took it over because you were so sure that the governor was going to be impeached so that you can take the glory? I believe even in this Senate, we have parties and we have people who can stand on their own and make decisions and make the right decision.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I say first of all, I do regret the ones that were uttered in that video because it is not in my position that these are house of shame. I know the Senate is very credible and objective in undertaking its work. But Honorable Speaker, that evidence was brought before you to illustrate how members of the County Assembly have been incited and induced by party leaders. Specifically, the video played, we have seen it was of the Secretary General of Bas Party at Meru County. And that maybe was the feeling of the MCAs at that point who are supporting the impeachment motion. Therefore, we are to play to show to you the level of the level that political players in the county of Meru can go, the law that they can go, so that they can make sure that the process of impeaching the governor doesn't stop even once the Senate acquits her. My question number 2, whipping on party line, and if anyone doesn't have a stand, I believe honorable senators in this house were elected on parties, and we have seen that parties can bite. The consequences of defying party orders are there, we can't deny that, and we have already seen it being effected on us by being removed from committees, denying to attending trainings, capacity building, denying even opportunities to contribute in the house. Therefore, at that point, because ourselves we have sacrificed, Honorable Speaker, members who have been supporting the governor, the 13 members who have been supporting the governor, I want to tell you as a matter of fact, since February this year, no one has gotten a single dime from that assembly as a matter of being in support of the governor. Therefore, when it comes to that point, most members decide to weigh the consequences or the consequences of defining the party lines, and you find that most of them, since we are all human beings, decide to support the party line.
Next question by Senator Veronica Nduati, followed by Senator Eric Okongo.
Honorable Evans Mawira, you are in this house on 6th and 7th of November 2023 with an impeachment motion, and you say this was politically instigated by some political leaders. However, in your paragraph 4 of the affidavit, you did not disclose who are these political leaders. And I've seen a lot of meetings have been taking place, a lot of fights and squabbles in Meru County. In your opinion, do you think the residents of Meru County are being served by Meru County Assembly? Are you, honorable members of Meru County Assembly, serving the people, or a lot of time has been spent fighting, tossing the ball from this side to the other side? Are the Meru County getting any benefit from devolution with all these fights?
Yes, Bwana Witness, I just wanted to get your experience as a member of County Assembly. You seem to have conducted this public participation. The entire process was done in one day. And I've seen the photos and the people who are in attendance. There seem to have been a very low turnout. Have you done any previous public participation exercise? How was the attendance? And was the process carried out, chaired, and minutes recorded by MCAs, or minutes were captured by members of staff from the county assembly? Just wanted to understand, because we have had issues with public participation before.
Witness.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to address the first question, it's true that there is a lot of political infighting in Meru County. This can be attributed mostly to the losers during the previously general elections. And I'm being asked if the people of Meru are being served by the County Assembly of Meru, members of the County Assembly. I'll come to that. And Honorable Speaker, I will state that the people of Meru have not received the best from the County Assembly of Meru, because they have been held captive or have been induced to participate in political infighting instead of focusing on serving the people of Meru. The question of who are those people, Honorable Speaker, I previously mentioned what has been transpired in that county. But Honorable Speaker, even to the reason of safety of my life, I would want not to mention the names expressed in this Senate. It's as dangerous as that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to my experience during or as a member of participation, I would say that during the first impeachment motion, the public participation was held at the County Assembly, where members of the County Assembly were present and members of staff, and the attendance was well. The second impeachment motion, the public participation was held at sub-county level, where members of the County Assembly were present as well, and participated and took minutes. And the attendance started to go down. During this impeachment motion, Honorable Speaker, the attendance was very poor. And also, in all venues, it is in very few venues where members of the County Assembly attended, Therefore, the public participation meetings were conducted by members of the assembly. And what I can attribute to the low attendance during this impeachment motion is that the feeling of the people of Meru, they are really tired of these fights. And if you could listen to most of them, because personally I listen to my electorates, they would say, kindly cease of these fights. Let us give every elected leader a chance to serve. And when it comes to removing you from office, we'll do that during the general election, because they are about 3 years away from now. Thank you.
The next questions from Alexander Ngunyi and Senator Geoffrey Osotsi.
Asante Bwana Spika, swali langu kwa mheshimiwa, wakati wa kutimuliwa kwa gavana Kawira mara ya kwanza na mara ya pili, ulikuwa hapa ukiunga mkono aweze kutimuliwa, na unasema kutoka wakati huo ulienda upande mwingine ndio aweze kuleta watu pamoja. Na wakati umeenda kwa hiyo kikundi ama kuleta watu pamoja, ndio mheshimiwa mmoja alisema ng'ombe 20 ya pesa nyingi ilikufa. Ndio tukasikia tukaona kwa video watoto walikuwa wanasaliwa kwa karibu na hospitali, hakukuwa na hospitali inaendelea kwa Karai. Wewe ukiwa mtu wa kuleta watu pamoja, ulisukua hatua gani? Ama wewe ni mmoja wale walipatiwa pesa ndio waweze kuenda kuunga gavana mkono? Asante Bwana Spika.
Mr. Mawira, I want to refer you to your affidavit, which is on page 39, where you have said that the anger and malice was directed towards the 2024-2025 county fiscal strategy paper, where 56 MCAs openly went against the previously agreed Ward Equalization Development Fund and allocated 45 million in each of the wards whose elected MCAs were against the governor, and 15 million to the wards whose elected MCAs were supporting the governor. This is after they had agreed, been advised against tabling a ward development
Senator,
fund.
ask your question, because you only have 1 minute.
What I want from the witness is...
just give him 30 seconds to ask the question.
What I want from the witness, Mr. Speaker, is this particular statement confirmed that this is an illegality, because it's against Article 10 of the Constitution. It's clearly discriminated. What is your view about this? And was this physical strategy paper approved?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, nataka kueleza katika hii seneti kulingana na lile swali limeulizwa ya kwamba kama ni pesa inatupeleka kusupport governor, tungekaa katika wale wanaompinga, sababu bunge la Meru, la County Assembly ya Meru, ndilo lina uwezo wa kupea members of the County Assembly money, because I've said that since February we have not received even a single dime from that assembly as a matter or as a consequence of supporting the governor. Therefore, it is unfortunate that we could be told that it's money that has lent us to support the governor. And also, I believe that as a peace-loving Senate and a peace-loving people, we should strive to preach more peace, so that we bring the executive arm of the government and the county assembly together, regardless of what has happened in the past, and not mentioning that only you can support the governor because of money inducements. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, according to the CFSP that I've stated, that is true. The CFSP was approved by the county assembly members, whereas the 38 members, elected members who support or who opposes the governor, were allocated 45 million in their wards, whereas the 7 of us who are in support of the governor, our ones were allocated 15 million. Up and until when the county executive committee member for finance complained to the office of the control of budget and sought some advice, that is when that illegality was collected, and all ones, according to the agreement between the negotiation team, were allocated that is 6 million, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, because we are out of time, I will take the last two questions from Senator John Kinyua, followed by Senator Mofaya Kataya.
Asante Bwana Spika. Mheshimiwa Mawira shahidi, sijui ni kuamini leo ama ni kuamini wakati ule mwingine ulipokuwa umekuja hapa, kwa sababu sijui niseme, kwa sababu Biblia inasema mimi nitumiwe kama chombo. Sijui kama wewe ni chombo, kwa sababu nashindwa ni kuamini leo ama wakati ule mwingine, kwa sababu unasema ulishurutishwa wakati ule mwingine, tena unaonekana ulitishwa. Sasa sijui leo ulipokuwa ukiongea ukaulizwa swali ukasema ya kwamba huwezi ukataja jina fulani kwa sababu unahofia maisha yako. Sasa sijui nitakuamini leo ama nikuamini wakati ule mwingine. Sijui mheshimiwa, nina ugumu, ninachanganyikiwa kidogo.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Mawira, I have just captured your confession that once you left this house, once you had brought the motion of impeachment against the governor extended some gestures of reconciliation to the MCAs. So in your own view, why do you think other MCAs didn't listen to the reconciliation mood and gesture extended by the governor as you did? You know, I've been an MCA for a decade, and I know the workings and the relationship between the governor and the MCAs. Why do you think other MCAs didn't listen to those reconciliation moves from the governor?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in reference to the question by Honorable Senator Kinyua, I have stated and given facts that led to me bringing the second impeachment motion to this Honorable Senate. And Honorable Senator Kinyua, if at all there's a time you should believe me, it is now. Because if I agree to testify in this Honorable Senate, and knowing the circumstances and knowing the facts that I was here previously, that shows you the level of commitment and sacrifice that I've gone myself to show and prove to you, Honorable Senators, and the country at large, because this matter is a matter of national interest right now, that the governor has been fought incessantly, political fights, and that is why we are here right now. Therefore, those are the facts that I can attest to in this Honorable Senate. Reconciliation efforts by the governor, while responding to question number 2, it's true that she has reached out, and why are other members not agreeing or accepting this olive branch being extended to them by the governor? The reason I've saying this, the assembly will punish, or the assembly leadership will punish each and every member who attempts to even work with the governor. To an extent of the MCAs in Meru County Assembly, especially the elected ones, cannot be seen even following up for a project in the executive wing of the government. Because if you are seen there, you've been deemed as a traitor, you'll be punished, you'll be removed from committees, you'll be denied assembly privileges, and therefore this makes it very hard for other members to try and forge a working relationship with the governor. Thank you.
Thank you, witness. Counsel for the governor, you had a remainder of 4 minutes. Which witness did you want to call next?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My next and last witness would be the governor of the county of Meru. I had made a request to be extended at least 15 minutes so that I will have a total of 20 minutes to be done with the governor in examination in chief.
Counsel for the assembly.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Speaker, sir.
In the morning, the assembly was moved with an application that was called the Doctrine of Equality of Arms by our teacher, Mr. Ongoya, our learned counsel. He indicated that there ought to have been equality of arms. I still invoke the same wisdom that there ought to be equality of arms, to which I am seeking indulgence that since this is a main character in this particular proceedings, and when they had the opportunity of dealing with our main witness, they had 1 hour 30 minutes. It would be therefore suffice to indicate, Mr. Speaker, sir, that in the efforts of making sure that we are all balanced, there is equality of arms, there is proper access to justice, there is fair hearing, that your portion has the same equal time so that we can have to do justice to this case. Remember, it is we who have accused the governor, and we need sufficient time, if they so pleases the Senate, that they grant us leave to have at least 1 hour 30 minutes so that we can dispense with the justice, so that at least at the end of the day people can feel that justice has been done. I so beg.
Council, I think you've requested for an extra 15 minutes, but as put by the council for the assembly, you did in the morning, your lead council requested that we fair and we give equality of arms as per the timings yesterday. Now, council for the assembly, I doubt if we can give you 1 hour 30 minutes. But in all fairness, they're asking for an extra 15 minutes. And you did utilize your whole 1 hour 10 minutes of cross-examination. So to be fair, we will give you also 20 minutes to cross-examine the key witness, and they will have an extra 15 minutes of their 4 minutes which they have. So we'll say roughly we'll give them 20 minutes and you will get 20 minutes to cross-examine the witness.
I am well guided by your wisdom. In the event that we shall not make it, I'll still seek leave for indulgence. I'm most obliged.
Thank you. Counsel for the Governor, you may proceed.
I, Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Good evening, Madam Governor.
Even to you, Akili.
Thank you. You are appearing before the Senate for the third time, courtesy of the County Assembly of Meru, who seeks to have you removed from office by way of impeachment, and they have cited 3 main grounds for impeachment. One is that you were invited to appear before the County Assembly of Meru, but you did not. Could you explain to the Senate why you did not honor the summons at the County Assembly?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and Senators. I did not appear at the County Assembly of Meru because there was a court issue with the impeachment, and I was afraid that I will go there and then it will be termed as contempt of court.
Thank you. You have talked about there being a court issue. Are you aware if the court had stopped the impeachment process at the county assembly level?
Thank you, Speaker. The court had issued a court order for the same.
And subsequent to the impeachment, did you take any action against the county assembly for disobeying court orders?
Yes, after